Hi students, welcome to LTX classes. This is me SPR. Today we're gonna see regarding the topic called Geographical Concepts by SPR. So sequentially, what is important for your UPSC prelims and mains oriented geographical concepts and everything will be discussed by me. This is me SPR. Let us get into the topic as quick as possible. Today we're gonna see about geographical time scale. So what is the topic we're gonna see? Geographic or geological. We call it as a geological. Okay, geological time scale. So this is the beginning topic and also which is most important topic for the finding of the ages. So we know we study the rock systems, we study different types of rock systems in India, but based on the age we divide the rock system into different types. So the division is possible through geological time scale, or this is also called geologic time scale. And also to study the rock system and these things, what do they call? The study of age of rocks. So here to determine we study the age of rocks. So different rocks are present. So to study the age of rocks, the study is called as geochronology. What is it? Geochronology. So there are more concepts which is geologically important for your if you are preparing for separate geography, but if you are prepared for UPSC, you need to remember a few things in name, which is eon, and next thing era, and period, and next epoch, and next comes the ages. This is the different types of divisions that you come across in the whole study of this geography. Based on this we study the rock ages and rock formations and everything. So now let me explain everything in detail. Before that, let me show this through the one single image and understand that image, then we can understand everything else as easy as possible. Here eon means what? Eon means which is a huge area, which means huge time span, and also it is in the geochronological time, which is a largest formal time. Here you can see there is four divisions of the eon. So eon is divided into four. Let me show you here. Here this is Phanerozoic age, and here it Preterozoic, Archean, and Hadean. See here, based on the millions. Here the data is based on the millions of years. So Earth is formed by 4.5 billion years ago. So Earth has formed 4.5 billion years, 54 billion years ago. From the formation of the Earth, the initial time is called as the Hadean. So what is this? Hadean. This is a eon. So Hadean is a eon span of age or geological time. Then comes the Archean, and next Proterozoic. Then here comes the Phanerozoic. So this is the latest form of eon that we have been following. So between the several hundreds of million years. So dividing the several hundreds of million years, we call them as eon. Now you would have understood what is eon. Eon has four ages, which is Hadean, Archean, and Proterozoic, and here Phanerozoic. So these are all the four divisions of eons. Eons means largest formal time, which means based on the division of the time of the formation of the earth, this is the largest time gap that has been divided. So here time span is already given here, 4.54 billion to 4 billion years. Archean means 2.5 billion to 4 billion years, and also here Proterozoic means this is 0.55 billion years to 2.5 billion years. This is the data that has been provided, and remaining to that is called as a Phanerozoic. And further, this Phanerozoic here, calculate here guys, Phanerozoic is from the start of Cambrian. So if you are coming to the era, so here after this eon, the division is based on era. What is era? This is the second largest geochronological division of the so called era, and also this consists of tens of, which means some tens, which means hundreds of million years, means it is eon. Here eon means what? 100 million, hundreds millions, and also era means tens of million years. So tens of million year differences. So this is the basic differences that we can differentiate between them. And here Phanerozoic, if you want to remember this Phanerozoic, this stands as the important that beginning of the Cambrian age. So Phanerozoic is divided from the other three eons is through this Cambrian. So after this Cambrian era, all the years are considered as the Phanerozoic eon. So remember this Phanerozoic eon. So if you are dividing some other eons, there is a major incidence that has been happened in olden times. Here you can see here Ordovician, okay, Ordovician period, where early bony fishes has been found. And next here Devonian era, here you can see first seed planted cartilage fish has been found. Permian means first reptiles has formed. Reptiles means you can see here, these are all the reptiles. First reptiles has formed in Permian age. Next, a Triassic age, which means sciates first dinosaurs that has been found during this age. And next, KT, death rate here, Cretaceous, where a modern seed-bearing plants and dinosaurs that has evolved during Cretaceous. Okay, this is the major differences of eras. And now let me get into the era. Now I had explained what is eon. Now you would have understood what is eon. Hundreds of million years differences, which is a large division that can be called as the eon. But now era. Era means it is a second largest geochronology. So this is a second largest geochronology. So now we need to know what are these eras. Eras means here separate divisions. Phanerozoic eon can be divided into 4 types of eras. What are these eras? Here Paleozoic, and next Mesozoic, and next Cenozoic. So remember this, these 4 are more important. Okay students, now we see everything in detail. I'll show you through the other image. This will make you much more better in understanding. So here Phanerozoic era. So other image also I'll be providing. This is more easy to understand for you here. Yeah. Phanerozoic era. Phanerozoic era is further divided into multiple eras. That is none other than, see here, Paleozoic. See here, this is era. Eon is divided into era. Mesozoic, Cenozoic. Okay, these are all the divisions of the so-called Phanerozoic era. And here you can see the divisions has particularly subdivided into periods. So eon is greater than, see here you can see eon is greater than era, and era is greater than period, and period is greater than ages. Okay, here now let us see here era is again subdivided into the periods. So this will be hundreds of million years, this will be tens of million years, or this will be not less than 1 billion. This will be differences of 1 billion years each. And here it will be 10 to hundreds of years difference, that is era. And again this is further subdivided into the period. Now we know what are all the eras. And also here Proterozoic, Archean, Hardian, this also subdivided into several eras, but that is not important for us. We consider all these eons, all the 3 eons combined to be called as Pre-Cambrian. Now what is important for us is here these 3 eras, which is for the present day human lifestyle, is evolved during this time. And now we clearly know what is era. And next we come to the period. Period is further division of the era, where you can see here Quaternary period of Cenozoic era, Quaternary period, Neogene and Paleogene. Okay, this is the another divisions of tens and millions years. And next here Mesozoic era is further divided into the Cretaceous, Jurassic and Triassic. Okay, and next here Permian, Pennsylvanian, and also here the time scale is been given provided over here: Mississippian, Devonian, Silurian, Ordovian and Cambrian. This is the subdivisions of the Paleozoic era. So now era is subdivided into period, and next again comes the epoch. The further subdivision of the period is called as the epoch. So epoch: Holocene, Pleistocene, Pliocene, Miocene and Oligocene. Now here comes the doubt. Humans evolved during what time? So during which epoch humans has been evolved? So epoch is none other than a subdivision of the period, and also it's a series of subdivisions. And here you can see this, humans evolved during Miocene. From here we found the first instant, which means approximately 6 million years ago there is a first instant of human evolution, and from there humans has been slowly evolved through Pliocene, Pleistocene, and now we are in Holocene. Okay, this is the present day of living of the humans. And next, this epoch is further divided into ages. So ages are divided based on the animal lifestyle, which means which animals are present, so which animals has been living over there based on that. Here you can see here Cenozoic era, which is an age of mammals. Mesozoic era, which is an age of reptiles. And here you can see Paleozoic era, which is the age of different ages, which means first marine invertebrate, fishes, and age of amphibians. This is the further divisions of ages. Now you know how the ages are divided. If some prelims oriented questions that has been asked, how the ages of the so called rock system or olden day geographical time scale has been divided, means your answer will be same thing. That is none other than you will be simply saying that it is a division based on the living beings during that time. So based on the living beings lived during that time, we call them as the ages. So next, now the important part of here is, now we live in a Holocene era, and also we need to study the different types of ages that has been important. Here you can see Jurassic era is the era where dinosaurs are diversely abundant. And let me come from down to top so that you will be understanding everything in clear. Okay, let me cover this topic, so this will help you a lot in understanding the eras and ages. Now here, Pre-Cambrian, as I said earlier, before the Cambrian age, everything is considered as the Pre-Cambrian. What has evolved? Life, origin of life has started from where? From Pre-Cambrian period only life has been originated. So formation of the earth crust also happened during this time. Okay, oldest known earth rocks are found during what? Pre-Cambrian time. And also first of all, what is the life that has evolved? Bacteria and algae are all the life that has evolved. And then here comes the multi-celled organism. See here, after 2.5 billion years, here multi-celled organism has evolved after 2.5 billion years. 2500 means it's in million years, so I'm saying in billion, that's it. And next here comes complex multi-celled organisms has evolved. See, all these things has evolved during a different times in Hardian. No, so if anybody asks, so which eon the lifestyle has evolved, means here Hardian. So Hardian is a time where the origin of the life has started, and then so called bacteria and algae evolved during the Archean era. So everything happened only during the Precambrian. Then we come to the other ages which has evolution has taught us. Okay, now come here. See here, this is marine vertebrate. See, Precambrian and again Ordovician, everything comes under the marine invertebrates. Here first the shelled organisms has evolved and taken. These are all the different category that they had provided. You can ignore this concept. Okay, this is not necessary for your examinations. You can ignore this rest of this part and just concentrate on this part, so that will help you more in understanding your UPSC oriented study. Okay, here rise of corals has started 485 billion years. During that time only corals has started. We can't exactly mention the date and time, we just need to think on an average which time duration. Here primitive fishes has evolved during 440 or 443 million years during time, which means first and starting different types of fishes has evolved. And next, the mass extinction, remember this thing, between the Ordovician and Silurian. So between the era of Ordovician and Silurian, there happened the mass extinction. Remember this is more important during the eras and these preparations. First mass extinction. So in geography, remember this, first mass extinction has happened between Silurian era and Ordovician era. And again here, first forest evergreen has evolved. So in geography, when does this first forest has evolved, means during Devonian. So first amphibians also evolved during this time, and also second mass extinction has started over here. Then you can see here Mississippian and Pennsylvanian, where the first reptile has evolved. This is called as the age of amphibians. Sharks were abundant, which means all the water bodies are having a more and more number of sharks, that is abundant in number. And next Permian and before the start of Mesozoic. See here, based on the extinction the era will be changing. So if one era must end and other era must start means something that must be extinct. So extinction happens, then again the other new era starts. So here mass extinction, first dinosaurs, first mammals and flying reptiles. So this is an important bit for your examination. See here, first dinosaurs, first mammals, flying reptiles. When do they have evolved? During Triassic period. Remember the word which is more and more important, because here this is a Triassic period. And next here, during the Jurassic period, where the abundance of this so called diverse and different varieties of dinosaurs has been evolved during this time. And here between the Jurassic and Cretaceous period, yearly flowering plants has evolved, and this whole Mesozoic period can be called as the age of reptiles. See, age means based on the living beings living over there. And next here, placenta mammals has evolved during Cretaceous. And now here you come the basic approach that we are how we had evolved. Early primates has evolved, then spread of grassy ecosystem during this Miocene period. So this during Miocene, after Miocene only humans has mostly evolved, and modern day human, present day what we call as Homo sapiens has evolved during the Pleistocene. And again now a large number of mammals, birds and everything is during the Holocene. And also remember thing, the time period between the Pleistocene and in the Pleistocene period only we have ice age, glacials and glacial outbreak, everything has occurred. Okay guys, this is what overall we study the geographical time scale. See, now we had read many things and we had a bulk of knowledge. Remember thing, you need to know one chronology of order, which is eon is greater than era. So eon is greater than era is greater than period. Okay, again period is greater than epoch. Okay, period is subdivision of the for subdivided into epoch, and epoch is greater than age. Yes, I think so. I am right over here. Yeah, eon, era, period, epoch, and comes the age. So this is a chronological order where there is possibility of UPSC prelims to ask the chronological order of the so-called the time span or geological time for your exam oriented study. Okay guys, hope you would have understood everything in a clear, and also you can revise the video for multiple times, then you can understand many things. And this is how we divide. So I had provided you without any theoretical note, just based on the one table of understanding. This is a simple way of teaching the concept. We are not getting into much more detail. If you get into the regular classes, we can see more details, which means primitive fishes, everything, every sector you must be discussing in it. For example, Pre-Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, how do they exist, what is the difference between them, and how do they evolve, and what are all the details related to that. So everything will be theoretically covered, so that things we can see here. So we are learning a basic concept. So here what we have learned today is eon, era, period, epoch and age. After that, how they are divided and what is most important topics that are related to this so-called concept. Okay guys, thank you. Thanks for the day. Okay, thanks for the day. This is me, SPR, signing off. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care. We'll be joining in a further classes. Kindly like, share and comment for the more updates. If you like the video, give a like button and also comment for more updates. Every comment or if your comment will be noted, and that will build us to teach you more knowledge. Bye bye. Take care.